like, comment, and share our videos. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and remember to hit on the notification bell below for more updates. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to another episode of the Cover Up Show, the show designed to demystify the personality of the Muslim woman, giving her a voice and celebrating her. Last episode we looked at marriage, a union or an institution. We had with us a resource person who took us through the concept of marriage. We looked at our traditional concept, the Islamic concept. We indeed even touched on the some aspects of the Christian marriage and trying to blend all and what has been lost in our understanding of what marriage indeed is, especially to our generation and how we perceive marriage. Today we are going into the marriage life itself. We're looking at conflicts. What could bring conflicts, and if they are even normal in the institution of marriage? Because indeed Allah says that He has put affection. So all our expectations should be, hey, it should be a jolly ride. Why should we even have misunderstanding in marriage? Is it normal to have some of these things? We have in our midst Al-Hajj Ahmed Kwame Boache, a retired educationist, to take us through these discussions. Al-Hajj, just as we promised our viewers that we'll come back with a continuation and conclusion of the topic, we are back again, and welcome to Cover Up once again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for making time for us.
I'm grateful.
And just as I introduced our conversation, marriage, a union or an institution, we looked at the concepts the last period. My first question is, if Allah made the institution of marriage with all the supposed to have peace, so that you may have comfort in one another, then we shouldn't have arguments, we shouldn't have reasons to fight. But are there conflicts in marriages, and is it normal to have conflicts in marriages?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is a very serious affair. Normally, there shouldn't be any conflicts in marriage.
Wow.
Whilst we have understood ourselves, the two persons undertaking the journey understand themselves and they fear God. They have that taqwa.
The taqwa has come again.
And then the parents or the guardians also understand themselves. Then there should be no conflict. But remember, we are human beings. We have our ups and downs. And sometimes our weaknesses come in. Take a football match. If nobody makes a mistake, how can we score?
Yes. Something has to give.
There must be some mistakes before a goal can be scored. Under normal circumstances, if men and women understand themselves and their marriage and they remember God all the time,
there shouldn't be.
And they keep their faith. Normally, in Akan's tradition, we say, "Do a bend a tree." The wolves which are closer.
They are the one who rub each other. There will always be a friction.
Yeah, friction. But as soon as the friction comes, then you remember your taqwa and your pledge. You see, when we are making a pledge in marriage, we are not pledging to the person. We are pledging to God. It's unfortunate that nowadays, we call it holy matrimony. The holy matrimony is giving way to social matrimony, and people just go there for entertainment. It is not.
Entertainment matrimony.
It is not. Look at even the way you say you're telling so they wet the person, throw water against. I saw some dirty things. A well-dressed lady, they poured a bucket of water on her
because she has gotten married.
You see,
maybe, is it like
we should rather look at the dignity in marriage the esteem in marriage. Then we come to the spiritual aspect of it, and our commitment to the woman or man, the families, and to God and our religion. If we do that, then even if there are conflicts because of human weaknesses, the resolution will be very simple. Let me give you an example. I met my people in the 40s. When I was 5, 6, 7, 8, my great-grandfather used to settle many cases. The guardians or the families were concerned, even if the husband was wrong, the family would speak for the woman against the man. And if the woman was wrong, her own family members would speak against. I've seen women being beaten, men being insulted by their own people at the settlement occasions.
Wow, that's refreshing, because I almost got the indication men are not supposed to be.
No, you see, there are so many. One mistake we have now, one problem we have. Many men, including ministers of religion, who try to settle cases, they are not qualified. They don't have experience. They only know the white man's book.
We'll come to that, but I wanted us to look at what are some of the possible reasons that conflicts. You mentioned the weaknesses.
Yes, the weakness is because we are human beings. Sometimes even in a conversation, communication, one may not hear the other very well, and the person may do a wrong thing. If the person is patient, you see all these things. If you have the taqwa, then you have the patience. If you have patience, the one who didn't hear should ask you, sorry,
what did you say?
What did you say? I didn't hear. And the other person must also be comfortable with it and say, oh, I said so and so. So that there will be no you see, conflicts, according to my great-grandfather, they start with a very minute, like what we call a jacket rema. Small thing, fire, it touches the grass, dry grass. If you are there, you stamp on it, it's finished. If you allow it to stay for some time, it will burn human beings and burn the whole town. You see, so it is the taqwa, the commitment, our faith, which should guide us to ensure that such small conflicts will not degenerate into greater conflict. Look, I know a marriage which lasted for 1 day.
A day?
Yes.
24 hours?
24 hours, wedding. One morning, in the morning after the wedding, the lady was going to paste, and he pushed a lot of paste onto her brush. Simple pasting. That's how you do. So that's what you are going to do in this house. I cannot contain that. So the woman said, everybody, they didn't understand themselves. So the conflict started. It generated, and then it scattered everything.
Doesn't it also show that maybe there wasn't love at the beginning? Because so far we haven't mentioned love in all.
We haven't mentioned love. I haven't mentioned love because when people fear God, and you have commitment, commitment to God, commitment to the religion, commitment to your family, and to the woman and her family.
The supreme.
Very good. They should override whatever you call love. Because in the tradition, in Muslim tradition, in the African tradition, I wanted to do the same thing to you. I wanted to call you one day and say, this is your husband. And tell the man, this is your wife. You are lucky the man became a Christian, a Catholic priest. You didn't know.
To give me out.
Yes, but in those days, because of our commitment to our God and gods and the ancestral stools and to the families, we accepted and cherished whatever was given to us.
Okay.
You see the point? Now, if we say love, yes, you may love because of money, Obi so odo kakra, sika kakra.
Ahofe kakra.
Ahofe kakra. You may laugh because of beauty. Because you may laugh because your mind is strong. And has money. And the woman is beautiful. God forbid, if there's an accident, the face you cherish so much is destroyed. What are you going to do? But if you are committed to God, to your family, to the lady's family, to your religion, you see, and you have responsibility, it's planted in you. Whatever happens. Nowadays, they used to say that for better or worse. Now it is for better
or for better. For the best.
For the best. You see the point? So we have become so impatient.
And so maybe
materialism is taking over our conscience. The ministers and the pastors also have problems now. They find it difficult to control the people. That's why they introduced the counseling. But the counseling has also degenerated into some sort of bringing different cultures. I have attended so many of them, and they even tell the woman, whatever happens to you when you go for marriage, don't tell your parents. Don't tell anybody. No, you are killing the person. When the person is worried. Rather, advise the parents to be very, very careful, very patient, and then when they get reports, they shouldn't react. They should find ways and means of trying to diplomatically resolving the problem.
I'm saying that even the counseling, maybe at a point they should include the immediate parents, the parents, to be part of the counseling.
To part of the counseling.
That leads me to my next question of whose responsibility is it to keep the marriage?
God. In the
Who
first
carries
place,
the heavy burden?
In the first place, when the marriage has been enacted, the responsibility falls first on the man and the woman.
The couples.
Yes, they must make sure that they don't fail. If the man divorces you, you have failed. The man too has failed. If the lady divorces the man, the woman has failed. The man has failed. So, divorce is a failure. So the responsibility lies on the two. Unfortunately, if one of them or both are not being responsible and committed to the vows they made, then we have a problem. Then the second group of people are the parents. That's why in Islam we have the guardian, marriage guardian, with the wali. Good. So the walis must come. Sometimes the walis can even meet. It comes to a time when one wali is dead, and even both dead, and even when they are there, when they speak, they talk.
Nobody listens.
Nobody listens. Because when they say they are going, and they say you have the right, but that freedom they have, freedom without limits, getting closer to madness.
Freedom without limits,
yes,
getting closer to madness.
There must be limits. You see, the environment, the society, the parents, the family, the church or mosque, and your God. And if you respect your commitment and your taqwa, your fear of God, then all of you should be responsible. When you are responsible, the conflicts will be minimal. And even when they are minimal, they are easier to settle. And again, I would advise the elders who try to settle cases that they must be very impartial. And they should not criticize too much. I'll give you an example. Last Sunday I settled a case. They have settled so many of them, but I just give you the recent one. The man's aim was to come and divorce the woman. Within 30 minutes, they were laughing and they are going back. But if I had allowed the elders to talk too much, they would have spoiled everything. When you have gone to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then some elder will just come in and bring another thing which was done at stage 1. They ask questions which are not necessary. You see, there are two different ways of settling a matter: the legal and the diplomatic. Legal at the court sees the rights and wrongs. When they pronounce judgment, everybody is going to his house or her house. But me, I was taught that you are talking to people who are going to sleep in the same room, perhaps the same bed, in the night, and they will lock the door. So if you don't allow the people to understand themselves, you don't know what will happen in the night. You see the point? Now, there are so many ways. When I listen to the case, then I know how to settle. That's why when I listened to the man and asked the woman one question, she admitted. She wanted to escape. I said, no, answer that question. She answered and said, you are wrong. We drilled her. Because the man who is aggrieved, we drilled the woman, pointed out her mistakes, and warned her. She was crying or weeping. Then when I finished her, I turned to the man. Gentleman, you are beautiful, not handsome. So if your wife is trying to look on your phone and he is following some numbers, you should understand her. And she has a problem. She has only one child. You are handsome. So the women of today are wild. They can snatch you. So try to make her comfortable. So because she wants children and because you are handsome, she has big problems.
Her risk level is high.
And her esteem is going down.
So you also have a responsibility.
So you have a responsibility of,
allaying her fears.
Allaying her fears and then bringing her up. The man agreed. So after a short time, to shorten it because of time. So I asked the lady to kneel down before the man, hold her legs.
His legs?
Yes, his legs, and apologize. I should not get up until the man says, get up. And within a very short time, the whole thing is over.
Was it because the lady was wrong? Would it have been the other?
They were all wrong.
They were all wrong.
Yes.
Then why is only one person kneeling and apologizing?
Because that was the one who was aggrieved, who was thinking
so
of divorcing.
if it were the other way around, the man would have been made to apologize.
The man would have been made to apologize, but the man does not kneel before the woman in our tradition.
We are not doing tradition here.
No, if we don't do tradition, that man should have gone to court because the man was claiming that the woman had threatened his life. You see, but the simple thing that the woman has only one child and is male. In Akan, if a woman has a male child, it means he has no child. And the man is young and handsome. As a bank worker, he's a bank driver in a rural setting. So he's a big man. And nowadays, the women are wild.
So now you brought in the cultural aspect.
Calm the man down. When we were drilling the woman, the man was, satisfied. Then when we turned to the man and we were talking to him, the woman too was satisfied. And understanding is just 1 minute or two.
Yeah.
And to me, there's no problem in this world apart from environmental problems. Israel and the Palestinians. They can say one day they can sit down and say, you are the grandchildren of Adam, and we are grandchildren of Adam. So we are brothers.
And that is
Abraham. So they can solve the problem within 5 minutes. But economists, business people, politicians, military people, and so on and so forth.
People with vested interest.
Vested interest.
That's how
they escalate simple things.
The same thing applies to also marriage union.
Marriage union.
The in-laws, friends, society, everybody has a reason or two.
But my advice to new couples and married people is that they should
let's mix that with the keys to successful marriage.
Thank you. Thank you. The key to successful marriage is that of understanding. You must understand the person according to the person's background, male or female. Then you must also fear God and always remember your commitment to God, your commitment to your wife or to your husband. Then the commitment of the family. When you are going for the marriage, your family is behind you. In Islam, we have the wali. Apart from the family, we have the wali. And our traditional religion is your father or uncle who is giving you out to somebody, and they are to take care of you. The marriage is between the two families.
Sure.
Then there's a friction, small friction, and you will not listen to your father. You will not listen to your uncle. You will not listen to your family members. Whatever you say is right, is right. The main point is that nowadays, most times, when they say they are not married, it means they have somebody there already. And they might even have promised somebody. You see the point? So if when going for the settlement, the wife is also waiting. Whether you are coming to tell her or tell him something better, or coming to scatter her. So once the man is sitting here thinking of reconciliation, he is also thinking of the woman he has promised. It makes it difficult for the person to.
So that's the commitment and the faithfulness the person exhibits.
Don't forget your faith. Don't forget your commitment to the two families. Don't forget the commitment to your wife or husband. And don't forget your commitment to your prophet and God.
So understanding. Commitment.
Commitment must spread.
At different levels.
Yes. Okay? I'm committed not only to my wife, to her parents, her family, and then my own people. So if I do the right thing, my own people will hold me to account. I've just settled another case between my junior brother and his wife. It took some time, but it has been settled. Because I made him to understand that whatever he does, any bad thing he does, also affects us.
As a family.
Yes. We are from the same father. So you should not put her to shame. And you succeed within one day. It has taken a long time.
Has there been any situation that when you look at it, you realize that the best situation is for a divorce?
Good.
And it's
thank God, some people see, those who know me, some see me as an expert in settling such matters. Especially when the people are willing to talk. There's a case I couldn't settle. Somebody begged me to go and settle a case for him between his friend and the wife. When I went there, I traveled to the place and I started with the woman. I first went to the man. The man agreed that he will marry. Then I went to the woman and another village. when we were talking, a brother of the woman just came in and said, so if you are going back, then whatever happens to you, then come and tell me. So he went away. And he came with somebody. Maybe that person would be his witness. So after that, I said, Madam, Binim say I was in Bibi Shechiri. Bibi was soon. Mami hu America. Then he told me the man was flirting around. They have made a cocoa farm. They have built a house in Mampong. And the man now he's thinking he's rich.
He has arrived.
So he's flirting, and especially a certain woman, younger one. The man will not listen to anything. The woman had malaria. She went to hospital. Diagnosed AIDS. Within a very short time, the woman died. So the woman packed her things and left for the village.
Okay, the other one that the man was flirting with.
So the wife went to the village, to hometown. That's why the brother said, if we want to go back, then whatever happens, don't come and tell me.
Because the situation was detrimental to her.
So I told the woman, I see you as my sister. I will not allow you to go and die. God forbid. So I am stopping here. And I left. So when I reached Mampong, I went to the man who begged me to go and settle the case. Said, I'll come across a header. That header I cannot cross. I can't jump over. I said, what is that? They said, this is the case. Would you advise your sister to go? He said, no. Then stop. I'm going back to Pomona.
I'm done with my job.
Yes. So I left. And there are some few other cases where the man will not respect anybody. Otherwise, if you give me the chance, even more serious cases, I can use the phone to settle. So I think marriage must be sustained and maintained by the wife, the husband, the parents, relations, and friends. Sometimes friends.
The support system.
Yes. If they do that, we can sustain our marriages.
I want us to just quickly recap from what you have said. I got understanding.
Yes.
Commitment. I heard respect at a point.
Respect.
I heard embedded in it is humility.
Okay.
You should be humble enough to
every one of them should be humble enough to say yes,
sorry, or admit to faults, and apologize. And I also see forgiveness in it.
For what is it? For like the case we settled, I told the man, "Penny so the assumption now forgive and forget."
And all these can be possible because of the very thing.
God.
Taqwa.
The
fear of Allah.
If we do that, then, but not the musical marriage, concept
marriage, the bonding marriage, the taqwa marriage.
The taqwa marriage.
Alhaji Ahmed Kwame Boakye, we are grateful for yet another insightful episode. We are not talking about the bonding marriage, the music marriage, the dancing and the makeup and the tail, the wedding tail marriage. That one is just the ceremony. It ends within 24 hours. No, that's not what Alhaj Kwame Boakye is talking. Ahmed Kwame Boakye is talking about. He's talking about the 5 years, 10 years, 56 years in marriage, as he himself have been in marriage for that long. Wow, that's even older than myself sitting here. I'm sure we've picked very good lessons from this conversation, and the keys that he mentioned, the understanding, the commitment at the various level, commitment to yourself, to the spouse, between the spouses, the family, the religion, the God, Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and all the promised Messiah, all the people that we hold dear and revere, commitment at all those levels, and faithfulness, respect, humility, you admitting to faults and asking for forgiveness and being forgiven. And of course, all this can function because of one thing, the fear of Allah. Taqullaha. Let's have the fear of God when we are entering into the institution of marriage. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's Rahmat Wasim, your host on Cover Up, the show designed to demystify the personality of the Muslim woman, giving her a voice and celebrating her. Let's do this again, and remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the notification button for updates, and follow us on Facebook. Assalamu alaikum. May Allah be with us all.